Ladies and gentlemen, before the following podcast starts, I just want you guys to know that we are no longer doing the Inside the Ring podcast. We are still doing these podcasts, just not calling it Inside the Ring, as I feel Inside the Ring doesn't make any sense because we haven't been in the ring. We've been on trampolines and mattresses and whatnot. So instead, and I like this name better, we're going to call this new podcast Breaking Kayfabe. And our first guest is going to be huge because it's going to be the NEBW World Champion. So if you hear Inside the Ring podcast going forward and this video coming up, because this was pre-recorded before this, just know it's now called Breaking Kayfabe. All right, get back to you guys later. What is up, guys? We are back on the Inside the Ring podcast. I haven't done one of these since like November. I did like a Raw review or some shit. But the last time I did it, I think we had Jason Mayhem and Clyde on the show. But I got none other than the NEBW World Champion himself, Zee Danger. And without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and ask the questions, get all the dirt sheets in, get all the shit, and let's figure shit out. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and shit. So you've been a part of the NEBW roster for about 4 months, maybe. Like we started this shit, about 3 months. We started this shit in February. What's been like your best? Well, what's your favorite moment in NEBW so far?
Favorite moment?
Yeah.
My favorite moment was probably, even though Superfest was not that good of a show, probably a triple threat match.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things happened. I got put through a chair. I don't remember that, of course, but it happened. So I got put through a chair. Of course, that's why I didn't address it, because I didn't know about it until like after the next show. They were like, hey, you didn't address that you got put through a chair. I was like, I didn't know I got put through a chair or whatever. But yeah, it really exposed everyone's talent and it pushed them to the point. But not to the point to where I think, or retaliation. I think, not gonna lie, I think you pushed me to the point, my dude.
Yeah.
Like, you pushed me to that point, you made me fight, and at the end of that match, one man was standing and one man was down, but those two men were both great competitors at the end of that match.
Yeah. I think, honestly, because on this podcast, we don't sugarcoat shit, we shoot the shit. I think, honestly, that match, it wasn't bad, but there was a lot of, no selling. Like, we didn't know what we were doing. Like, I would try to do moves and shit, and it looked like I tried to super kick you or something, and you just kind of stood, like, you no-sold the fuck out of it, even though you reversed it. And then same with me, like, when you did the Taste of Danger and shit, I just kind of fell. Like, I didn't sell it. Like, it was just a lot of miscommunication in that match for our first match together, even though I had a lot of build going into it and whatnot. But, how is it like with the NEBW roster? Like, how is it like during the show, before the show, and after the show with the roster? Like, describe the atmosphere that it is working with everybody.
What the people see. What the people see is not always what really goes on. Of course, when we went on hiatus, a lot of stuff happened during that whole hiatus stuff. Of course, we have the complainers. We have the guys who want to do certain things, and the other guy doesn't agree. And then we have that one guy who just doesn't fucking agree with everything. And I think I'm more of that guy. And I need to, kind of make my own plan and kind of, decide what I want to do instead of just being that guy that just doesn't give a fuck what we do. But, with the whole roster, I think the roster is good. We have cut back, but then grew more as we cut back. Of course, there's a lot of good talent, but there's, alright talent too. But then there's that one guy that we just don't think is going to make it. And we're not going to name him, of course, Killer, but we're not going to name him. He's, it's complicated, but at the same time, we all do what we have to do to impress the fans.
So you've been a part of the NEBW roster for 3 months, and you've worked with everyone and kind of really seen everyone grow and shit. Who is your favorite wrestler? Like, it can be anyone on the current roster or anyone that used to be on the roster, like just favorite wrestler in NEBW.
In NEBW, I think it would have to be probably be out of Percy and King E. Because those two men, they worked their asses off. Of course, they worked their asses off a lot. King A, of course, y'all haven't seen him after that 1 or 2 matches. I think I don't remember. Of course, go back and review and make help me out there. But shit. We've seen King A. He's a pretty good competitor. I liked that match between you and him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, y'all both put in all y'all could. At the end of the match, you were the man's last standing. Of course, there was a lot of, bad parts in that match. But at the end of the match, you can't really review that match as a horrible match. And that's what I like about a match. If the match is just that good, to where even though you might mess up a couple of times in that match, but you can still review that match as good. I mean, you might as well say the match is good all itself. I mean, you can't really judge the little parts.
I think King E has a lot of potential in being a future world champion in NEBW.
You're going too far, my dude. He won't. That'll never happen.
Well, I mean, not like a future champion, and like a future just champion in general. Either the
future champion, probably the midweight.
Yeah, either the golden prime or the.
Never hold my title.
I mean, maybe anything can happen in the world of NEBW and whatnot.
There's nothing that can happen for me to actually lose to a guy named King E. He doesn't even have his thing. Okay, you're the Empire. You're the Emperor.
Yeah, the Emperor.
I'm the King of Dangerous. What is he?
Oh no, he ain't really.
Exactly.
Kind of.
That we can't have that guy as a world champion. A midweight champion, I could understand. But a world champion, we need the guy who has the full package, who can sell stuff. Like I could see you as a world heavyweight champion. I don't know why Killer has a championship. I couldn't really see him as a champion, but we have to do what we have to do to get people through. Of course, it didn't help him, but they have to do what people have to do. We could see Percy.
Maybe.
I don't really know.
Yeah, cause I'm not really a fan of Percy. We kind of had some. Oh well, this is our podcast. Maybe we should shit. But yeah, Percy. To you guys who don't know, he kind of just quit on us because he said he didn't like doing NEBW because he said it was childish as fuck and he has other shit to do. Even though he's never really doing shit, he's kind of sitting on his ass playing Fortnite.
Which I'm gonna have to address that real quick.
Yeah.
The man in this company, they work harder than you do trying to succeed at something. My dude, what we heard from the friends outside your life is that you never complete what you do. So what we do, we actually complete. We're 10 times better than what you do. So if you think you're better than us, step in the ring one more time with me, and I promise you, that'll be the last time ever doing something, my dude. We're better than you.
I don't think Percy's going to listen to this shit. He doesn't give a fuck about this podcast or NEBW. But, okay, so switching gears now from favorite wrestlers and whatnot. So we've had 3 events in NEBW. I would ask, about HPWC, but I know you haven't seen a lot of HPWC, so what's your favorite event that you participated in thus far in NEBW? Out of the
3.
Yeah, wait, 3?
Was it 3?
I know we did Superfest or Retaliation.
We did 3?
Yeah, we never did 3.
Yeah, we did 2.
Yeah.
I know we did 3. Oh yeah, because it's supposed to be final resolution, but we never got it. Boy, I'd probably go with Retaliation. Because again, I did love our match. It was a lot of things that we didn't do right, but at the end of the day, as our matches go on, we understand what we know, what we had now had to do when we stepped in the ring. Because we've been in the ring, we know each other's talent. We don't know what could happen. Some things could change, and we don't know it. But I would probably have to go with Retaliation. How about you?
Probably, I don't know, maybe Retaliation as well. Superfest wasn't, Retaliation wasn't that bad of a show, but neither was Superfest. It's just Superfest wasn't really all, I don't think it was better than last year's Superfest, in my opinion. If I had to say so myself, I don't think it was better than last year's Superfest. So, kind of gauge your thoughts on Heatwave and this whole Twitch and PJ stuff. What do you think about what's going on with everything involving me and Twitch and whatnot? Just to kind of really get your thoughts, since this is, you're the first person to kind of talk about it after this.
PJ Hero and Twitch.
Yeah.
the human highlight reel versus the Emperor. First of all, let's judge who's gonna win this. I'm probably gonna have to go with Emperor. That's just off my head.
Well, that's even if the match even happens, because he literally just turned the
course.
match down like fucking 3 hours ago.
Of course, that is true.
So-
But if the match first happened, I would probably have to go with Emperor. The Emperor, of course. Now, of course, the human highlight reel is a pro kind of wrestler, I guess you could say. But the Emperor, that man, he's been through. I wouldn't say more, but he's been through shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've been through more. He's been through more.
I feel like he wants this match more than the human highlight reel wants Twitch. And I think Twitch is just not going to take this match serious. If it were to happen, he wouldn't take this match serious, and that would cost him, a match that he really would probably people would see him win. I would have to give this to the Emperor, most definitely.
Yeah, that's if the match even takes place. We'll have to see come Heatwave. Also at Heatwave, we have. It's going to be a huge show. We're going to have about 5 matches more than we did at Superfest. So yeah, it's going to be a great fucking show. But I think before we close out the podcast and whatnot, what are your goals and the future for the next season and future of NEBW?
The future of NEBW. The future of NEBW in the next season. The next season. It's no more bullshit, I have to take shit serious, of course. But, again, I have to have people to actually go against for my title. I don't want to face the same people over. If I have to, I have to. I'm not tripping about it. I'll just know what they have to do. I know what they do, and I'll kick their ass. But I feel like for the next season, I would be better. PJ Hero would be better. The Killer, he can improve. Kingy, he could be better. We're all going to be better before that season even starts. But when the next season starts, y'all won't just be seeing, the first NEBW y'all saw where everything was fucked up and no matches were really that good as y'all thought they were going to be. Y'all are just going to be seeing hardcore ass matches. And I promise y'all that when they step in the ring, they're not just stepping in a ring with the guy. They're stepping in the ring with the king of dangers, and they're entering the danger zone. So you know what the fuck's going on.
All right, well, thank you, Zee Danger, for being a part of our podcast and whatnot. We'll see you guys most likely at Heatwave as the show goes on and we start, kind of really hyping that up and getting everything out of the way in the video packages and whatnot in June and coming up for Heatwave. So we'll see you guys later, man. I hope you guys stay in tune for more Inside the Ring podcasts. And then PJ's out.